So I guess let me start this by saying what's up, guys. This is like the first time we're gonna be attempting or doing some sort of like discussion like this. We weren't really gonna do this, but I don't know. I have yet to see many people making good videos on this topic. So I am joined here with my buddy, my best friend, aka GrizzlyGangstas. Grizzly, say hello.
I like Grizzlies, but sometimes I like gangsters, you know?
Okay. This feels really weird, doing this. I don't know why. It just now feels weird. But and then also too, let me go ahead and say that we are not part of the alpha, nor really involved in it or anything. We are literally making this video just to state our opinions on the matter at hand.
I mean, we've tested New World multiple times in the past, though.
Well, I mean, we've played the what was it called? What they called it?
The first alpha, or whatever it was.
I don't know if you would really call that an alpha, though. Really, like.
I mean, it was the alpha. It was a year ago. They called it an alpha themselves.
Oh.
Everything from then on is still being called an alpha test. So if that wasn't an alpha, I don't know what is.
Well, I don't know what it was. Basically, in the more or less in the sense, we played it back when there was no NDA, where everyone who bought access into the game and or tried to sign up to get the beta, we got in when that happened, which was when was that?
Actually? A year ago, about now, actually.
Oh yeah,
exactly, almost.
But the topic that we have on hand basically is just the whole cash up idea. With that they announced again. I mean, this was previously announced. I don't remember where hearing it, but it's been known it was supposed to be coming to the game
since way before that public test. I mean, the cash shop has been a topic in the community for a long time. It got mentioned in the last public test a few times, and they said themselves that they were going to be adding it, and it was going to be cosmetics only, and maybe a few convenience items here and there. And they said that over a year ago. It got no traction. Nobody thought anything of it. It was pretty typical for a game in today's market, especially a AAA studio owned by somebody like Amazon, to have a cash shop. Nobody was really surprised. Now that they've actually came out of an NDA and leaked that this game's alpha cash shop is being added, a few large YouTubers have come out and started bashing the game already for some reason, like they had no fucking clue this game was having a cash shop. Now, I don't know if they really didn't, or if they're doing it for views, or what the whole thing is. But, I mean, if you're just going to throw away what Amazon has actually written in their articles and say, yeah, big corporation, they're going to fuck us over anyway, they're lying. Okay, I get that. I mean, you fucking probably play a lot of EA games. I understand. But, I think bashing on the game this early on is really, horrible for its reputation and probably for the actual launch player base. I think we should end up waiting more or less to, see what kind of details come out about this cash shop, like in the next public playtest and in the official release versions of the game. I don't think the cash shop's really necessarily a bad thing, as long as it doesn't really give weapons or anything that gives, a physical advantage to PvP. Anything that boosts PvE content, that's up to the player's discretion. You look at a game like, Black Desert Online, who has 20-something thousand concurrent players online at any given time on Steam alone, and people will call that game pay to win, and I would say most of the large player base on that game would disagree. So I don't see what Amazon is doing with their game right now as a horrible thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's something typical of the market today. Now, if you want to attack the game, that's fine. You can have your opinions, that's fine. But I think most people are not even doing research, and they're just listening to these large YouTubers on what exactly happened. If you go and read the Amazon articles, it's a lot less scary than everybody's trying to make it out to be. Now, you can obviously be one of those people that say, yeah, no, it's a large company and they're lying. And that's it's your opinion. I'd say for you, best option, wait till the game launches and see how the player cash shop is, and go from there. This game is like $40. It's not even a full price game.
That too, yeah.
Game is not a $60, $70 game like most AAA games are these days. That's another thing. And it's full quality. It's not like it's shit quality. I played the game a year ago, and the graphics were amazing. The performance was amazing. I got a great FPS, and yeah, the PvP was a little bit clunky and unbalanced, but that's to be expected from an alpha a year ago.
And that
So I don't know.
and that too. That's like another good point. Like this game, they're not selling at full price. We're literally playing $40, and I think what the next option was like $50 or something like that. Like,
$50 if you want the deluxe edition. That's fully for cosmetic items again. Like that's for like an outfit you get. But
yeah,
for pre-ordering, we also get outfits for the $40 edition. So it's not even like a big thing to get the $40 edition. It's like, I don't know.
it was just like during that time, during that. I mean, I don't know if it was an alpha or playtest. I'm just gonna say playtest. To me, it felt like a playtest.
I mean, it
But
felt like a pretty complete game for an alpha, but they've been calling every test since then an alpha. So that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it an alpha because every play test they've had privately under NDA from this point on has been called an alpha test. So, I
yeah,
mean, if those are alpha tests and they've come a long way since when we played, I'm assuming from what we're going to get at launch, our test was basically an alpha.
alpha. Yeah. All right. Well, when we played during the alpha, where there was no NDA, everyone could stream it, and there was like a whole bunch of people in there and interacting and having fun, making content and stuff. Like the experience was great. I mean, yes, there was a bit of clunkiness here and there, but again, that's to be expected, though.
20, 30, 40 people on, all in an area, PvPing or doing like a raid, or not really a raid. It's more of like a big boss fight in those games, like it's an open world fight. There was really no performance drops that much at all, and the game had great graphics, great, player base. Everybody in the community that was playing at that time was really nice and helpful. So I don't know if that's going to be the same way when the game fully comes out with all these people talking shit. People might get a little bit more defensive. You know how communities do, but we had a really fun time.
And it was just amazing. The only time I found personally an FPS issue was during the wars, the actual 50v50, where it was like
100 v 100, whatever it was.
It was,
yeah.
no, it was 50v50, 100 people in that area when you
yeah.
were trying to capture the town when they declared war. And the only reason though that was kind of like iffy, it wasn't because there were so many people there. It was because of all the fire spills and moves and everything going on. Like that was
the optimization was a bit low. Yeah,
that was the only time I actually experienced any actual like issue with the game. Other than that, a majority of my experience was fun and amazing. I enjoyed every aspect of it. I did a little bit of crafting. I didn't spend too much time doing that because I wanted.
I mean,
to
and for an alpha, they did
stuff.
have pretty basic quests too.
They were pretty basic, yeah, but
the first few hours of the story was pretty great, and then they got kind of repetitive, like fetch quests.
Yeah, but I mean.
I mean, for a game that's mainly meant for the PvP modes and the end game dungeons and raids and stuff like that, the late game quests in most MMOs these days are nothing. They leave something to be desired, but I found them to be fun enough to go out and do and not really be bothered by it.
Yeah. But as for the topic at hand, though, like for example, like back to what I was trying to say earlier, use Destiny as an example, right? In Destiny, yeah, we don't have to earn the cosmetics or whatever to look cool because technically that's all gear based, Josh. But you're paying for your DLC though. You paid them what? It was $60, right? For the base game.
$60 for the game, and then you pay them like $40 for every new DLC.
Every new DLC that comes out after.
And then they end up wiping half the content a few years later, and just in favor of less content. Like you paid for all that content, and like Destiny still has a good player base. I know there was a lot of flack for it when it first happened, right? The player base was pretty unhappy, but they said it was they were still having kind of fun. I don't think this Amazon, what they're doing is nearly as bad as that.
And you have to look at it from a company's perspective. At the end of the day, a company is going to need to make their money for post-content launch stuff.
And you look at games like WoW, that is a subscription-based game, right? People love WoW. I think it still is the biggest MMO right now and on the market. And you look at this game, and it's subscription-based, and they still have cash shop items where you pay for, race transfers and level boosts and fucking all this other stuff like cosmetics and all this other things like that push you through the game, and you still pay for. I don't know if you still pay for expansions these days. It's been a long time since I played WoW, but the point is, all these other MMOs are doing this, right? And nobody's really jumping on their case. It's just a normal fact of the market these days and what everybody's doing. But for some odd reason, the large MMO YouTubers on the scene right now are really taking this into a next level, like fear-mongering situation where they're trying to, I feel like scare people off of buying this game, or like, I don't know, destroy its reputation before it comes out. Maybe because it's being hosted by a company like Amazon that's really, fucking CEO heavy or whatever you want to call it, like, fucking more for the corporation kind of thing. And I understand the fear of that because of EA and all these games that have burned people, like us in the past. But I don't really see it as a bad thing until like the game launches and we see the full impact of the player market. I mean, at this point, trying to fear monger, like, we're not trying to say completely trust the game, put your faith in it, spend like all your money, but put your fucking stocks in Amazon. This is going to the moon. No, we're saying just keep your opinions reserved until you've seen the actual cash shop and see where it's going to go and where it takes the player base. Now, if they end up being really anti-consumer and they really fuck it up and they ruin it, we'll probably end up making a video on how Amazon ruined the game in a few months. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't see that happening, honestly, in my opinion, because of what they've said and what we've played and experienced and what others have said from their tests and everything we've seen so far.
Like the game is just going to be amazing. I personally, I can't wait for it, even with the shop, because at the end of the day, it's not. I don't care what nobody says. Honestly, I like, not to be mean, not to be rude.
I haven't,
but yeah. I like the game itself will never be able to be paid to win unless they physically put a weapon in there that automatically does like 100 damage or something. Like the moment they start doing that, then yes, you can say pay to win. But until that happens, I don't see how it could be. Just because they can hit max level before you do, I mean, who cares? We're all gonna hit that point sooner or later. And even if
that's to say, even if they are adding double XP on launch, which I don't think they are.
No, they're not. They even themselves,
or whatever the XP boost, whatever that shit is, ends up being like a boost or a level skip or whatever they end up implementing.
They themselves, and I'm gonna quote this, right? They themselves, even in today's tweet, I will put an image on here when we get to this part, that they said that at launch exclusively it is going to be cosmetic. It would be further down the line where they talk about double XP, and all these other extra little boosts to help you to get to people where they're at end game, which is
every MMO these days has that. Every single one, except for I don't think Black Desert does, because the nature of what Black Desert is. You could buy double XP and stuff, I think, in Black Desert, but I don't think there's any real level skips or anything like that. Black Desert's the prime example of what this shop. The worst case scenario of what the shop could end up being like. Black Desert is still a really fun game. We play it all the time. But, the worst case scenario, the shop ends up being something like Black Desert's, where it's, it's heavy pay to convenience kind of thing. And it's, that goes that route. But it's still not going to ruin the game. Like everybody, like these YouTubers right now are trying to fearmonger people into believing.
And ain't it in Phantasy Star 14? Can't you buy your way?
Final Fantasy?
Or Final Fantasy, yeah.
We've been playing a lot of Phantasy Star lately.
But can't you buy your way to the end though?
Even in Final Fantasy 14, they don't have a very big cash shop where you can buy cosmetics, but you can buy a skip to the end and skip your way all the way through the story and skip all this content. And you still have to buy the latest expansions, even though it's a subscription game, Yeah, when you buy the latest expansion, it buys all the previous ones, which I do really enjoy, because I love Final Fantasy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to bash on it here. I play it a lot. But, there's still things you buy, even in a game that's really consumer-friendly, as Final Fantasy 15 is. Or 14. I say 15. I don't know. Whatever. Final Fantasy Online. Yeah.
Let's keep it like that, yeah. Make it simple. But at the end of the day, don't... I understand you're going to have your concerns and worries, and that's fine. Everyone's going to have their opinion on this, and everyone should. Everyone should. You shouldn't just listen to one person. But
that's exactly why we're making this video as well. Yeah. To get keep the whole negative side and balance with the actual views. Yeah, we're not saying that Amazon's not going to completely just wreck this shit. That's definitely a possibility for a big company like Amazon. But we're saying don't fearmonger a player base that's already pre-ordered or whatever you've done, or you're really excited for the game. I'd say reserve your opinions until you see the actual cash shop and what it's doing. And for another thing, you look at a game like Call of Duty, who's super anti-consumer. They just released a pack a few days ago for $110 called the Moab pack, if you haven't looked at it. And it literally buys every season pass skin from season 1 till now. Well, everything you've missed, it literally lets everybody who didn't participate buy every skin from every past season pack up until now.
Wait, dead ass. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, that's a new pack. It's $110, and you can get all these skins, including the Rose skin, which is a really popular one inside of Warzone. And these things like that, like, you know, people went out and spent their money and are like worked really hard to get these season passes so they could have exclusive things from those seasons. And then they just come out and spend $100, and then they give everybody everything from all the seasons that they missed. You know what I mean? That's super unconsumer. I don't see like MMOs doing stuff like that yet. Even though that the same people own World of Warcraft, surprisingly, which probably explains why there's so many paid options in their shop in World of Warcraft. And fucking, you know, because Activision owns Blizzard these days. World of Warcraft Classic back in the day, that was the dream that was crashed by Activision. Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we just, I don't know. We at the end of it all, we're just trying to say, give the game a chance, though. Like, let it come out. Let's see what happens, and then go from there. Don't be afraid of wanting to get into it or even try it. Because what, don't they? Yeah, here in what, May, June,
July.
Here in July, there's going to be a closed beta test and an open beta test. Like we're going to be able to test the game literally 1 month prior before it comes out, because it's coming out August 31st.
And I'm not sure if they're going to be having the player shop in there or any systems from that yet. I don't think they would.
I don't think so.
But, you know, you'll see a lot more of what the game is actually going to be like without the player shop. And then when the game launches in August, you'll see if the player shop truly made a difference from the beta test in July to the release on August, if what the big differences would be. So I say wait until August when the game fully comes out. Watch the game closely in July when the tests are going on. And then make up your full decision. I mean, I'm not saying at that point, yeah, don't just, like, you know, drop the game. Whatever you want to do, it's all you. It's all your money. You can choose whatever you like to do. Whenever you feel is a scam, you just go with that. But, you know, we're just saying wait till the relaunch, wait till there's more gameplay, and then give the game a chance before it really spirals out of control with all this fear mongering right now.
Yeah, because we've seen it a few times, not many
three
times.
Three or four big YouTubers. Not saying anybody's name because I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm not trying to start beef because our channel's definitely not big enough here to you know, start beef with somebody with, you know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, or even 10,000 subscribers, or even 5,000. It doesn't matter. But we're just trying to, you know, get the opposite side of the opinion out here. You know what I mean? Somebody who's in a neutral's perspective, who is still excited for the game. You know, I'm saying that I feel like this game's going to be really good. But you know, at the end of the day, it's everybody's opinion. They can make up however they feel like. But we just are suggesting just do a little bit of your own research and don't believe all the fear-mongering at the time.
Because we've been on both sides of the board. We've seen games that I'm not going to say which ones, because, again, we're not trying to call anybody out. But we've invested in, you know, into some games that we were really excited for and seen them crash, and some just took our money, and other ones, they worked really well, and or fearmonger kind of like ruined it a bit, you know? Like, just don't allow that to happen. Especially, I don't know, with in my opinion,
it's not like this is some crowdfunding game either. That's just gonna steal your fucking money. You're definitely for $40. I promise, for $40, you're gonna get an experience that you're going to enjoy for $40 worth. Look at the price of fucking Resident Evil, the new Resident Evil Village game. It's a full-price AAA game. Not shitting on that game. I watched the full playthrough. I haven't played it myself because I'm not going to spend $70 on a game that only lasts 7 hours, right? That's my whole point. You're paying $70 for 7 hours. That's $10 an hour. I promise you're going to get more than 4 hours of fucking experience and fun out of New World than fucking for $40. So I'm just saying, if you think about your money and time spent and, you know, what your time is worth to you, even if it's worth $10 an hour, if you went and bought Village and you played that and you said that was the funnest game, I would say awesome. I really liked I've really liked watching it, and I thought it looked like a really fun game. But I'm still not going to spend $70 on a game that's 8 hours, 7 hours long if you rush through it, you know? So I don't see myself doing that. Obviously, you can replay it and go for all the hidden achievements, but this is an MMO, and I'm saying, all I'm saying is an MMO is definitely going to last you more than 7 hours.
I can't wait. This game is going to be amazing. It's going to be fun. The market right now needs to change. We have too many gladiators at the top that's been there for years. And don't get me wrong, in every single one of those
the
games,
main reasons.
like they're good. They're good. They were fun to play, and some of them I haven't played. WoW being one I haven't played, but I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a horrible. No, even though I've never played it, I've seen gameplay of it, and it looked amazing. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna play it. Personally, I don't. It's not my type
It's a
of
bit
game,
late to get into that community. I
Yeah.
feel like, but if you haven't played, but I mean, if you really wanted to, you could. But getting into WoW right now would be tough, especially with the community being as unwelcoming as I remember it being a new player. I just I don't think it would be fun for somebody to try to get into it now. But like I said, you might have a different experience. And a game of like really welcoming communities like Final Fantasy are even hard to get into, even with all the help that people give in those games. So getting into games late is always hard,
Oh yeah, for sure. But the market for sure just needs to get shaken up. We need to see something new, and with New World, I see that happening. I see it.
New World and Ashes of Creation right now are the two.
Yeah.
I think the two next generation MMOs that should be shaking up the market, and we're just trying to make sure that these games don't get ruined pre-launch. Before like the reputation of the games anyway. The games can't be ruined by us saying they're bad or good, obviously. But the reputation of the game and the people's point of view, we're just making sure there's no fear mongering out here. Is all.
You just got to give the games a chance.
If you have a negative opinion of the game and you have, your opinion's your opinion, and it's a full standpoint, and you can stand by it and do whatever you want. But we just recommend doing research and making sure that your opinion isn't based on somebody else's lie. Is all. Do your full research. Do research on what the devs have said. And if you say, well, the devs don't have a good, this we can't trust them, that's fine. But don't make an opinion until the game fully launches, because you can't fully trust a YouTuber who's just trying to clickbait and get, views for money. Because we're not making money out here. We're just doing this because we really enjoyed, New World, and we're just making sure nobody, fear mongers the game this early on.
We enjoy games in general. Fucking, gaming's a passion. Gaming's a life, and I don't know. I've seen a lot. That's coming from me too. I used to hate games, fucking, when I was younger. But that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But just for sure, at the end of it all, this game, you just got to give it a chance. Just please, again, do your own research. Everything that he said. But listen from multiple point of views. You don't have to take what we said here with 100% value. We're
go look up the controversial videos or whatever, like the videos talking about the negative things going on right now. It's not the cash shop is one of the big main talking points at the moment about New World. Before that, nobody could really say anything too bad about New World. They were just saying they just wanted to see what its progress was going to be. Now that this cash shop it's out. It's like an infected wound. All these people that were wanting to hate on New World but had nothing to hate on have something to dig at now and really bring out people. So we're trying to get this video out early as we could anyway, to just make sure people do their research on what Amazon is truly planning to do. And it's not really Amazon; it's a studio they own. So the development team working behind New World, I'm sure they're working their hardest. Like, they're not going to spend all this time just to give up on the game day one. They delayed it multiple times to get more work hours in and more stuff to put into the game because they wanted it to. If they wanted to just take people's money and steal it, they could have added a player shop and added the released the game a year ago where we were at, and we probably still would have played it, but it probably would have died out a lot sooner because there was no real end game content a year ago. So, we'll have to wait and see for July and see how much it's progressed, and then wait for August to see how much the player shop impacts the system.
And then also too, you don't even if the player shop is released, they're not saying you have to buy it. You can literally play the game without buying a single item. And another topic to kind of throw in here, because this does involve the player shop, I don't understand the hate when it comes to buying cosmetic skins. Like, for example, in New World, they themselves too. I'll see if I can find it and post it. They said that they can own it.
I know what you're about to say, and all right, this is as long as there's cool items you can earn in game too. I don't think there should be exclusively only cool looking items in a player shop.
That okay, true. I agree. I
Because if
agree with
they
that
lock
point.
all the cool looking items behind a player shop and cosmetics, that is when it starts becoming a problem because then people want to look cool and then they start
Cool.
feeling like
Yeah.
they have to spend their money. I
Yeah,
feel like
I
if they
agree with
add some
that
cool
too.
looking armor in the game and a transmog system and all this stuff and cosmetics, that will be a perfect balance. Fuck it, cosmetics are cool. I like cosmetics. You've played, games like fucking Black Desert, they have cool cosmetics, or fucking what's it fucking called? I'm fucking just losing my train of thought
I
here.
mean,
World of Warcraft and all this
yeah.
other stuff. So there's cool cosmetics all over the board as long as you can earn cool looking outfits as well, which is
Yeah.
something Final Fantasy has done really well. You can really just transmog and earn your cool looking outfits from all over the place and
Yeah, as
that
long
kind
as
of
they're
thing.
both have an even amount roughly on each side, which I know probably for sure they're probably gonna go put a little bit.
There's
Not
going to
only
be
that,
more
they're
effort
gonna be
into the
more
paid
in the
outfits
paid
for sure,
outfits.
but
Yeah.
I feel like there should at least be cool enough outfits where you don't feel like you're just some lame no skin out here. You're like how Timmy feels in Fortnite when he first gets on his first game.
In which they said they're supposed to be in there, so of course we gotta wait to see that. Which there should be, there should be some in there, but I don't understand that because at the end of the day, you have to look at it from again their perspective. I don't know if I said this earlier or not. I'm just go ahead and say it again just in case if I haven't. But basically, you have two options. You can either pay for your DLC, which whatever they charge,
Like Destiny.
like Destiny, 30-40 bucks every so many months, and or allow the player shop to be and allow the players, and of course I'll admit I'm one of them. I like buying my skins. I like making my little collection. I don't buy all of them, but some,
The
if they make
coolest ones,
mentions,
I'm
yeah, the
sure.
coolest ones, I don't mind dropping 20 here and there to help them, because they're going
Every
to
other
need
month or
that.
so.
Yeah,
It's
because
no
they're going to
different
need
than
that
a
money.
subscription system. Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna play a game like WoW or Final Fantasy, you're subscribing 15 or 12, $15 a month, whatever it ends up being for each game. I'm not sure what it is for WoW anymore. I know it's like $12 or 15 for a premium subscription on Final Fantasy, but uh, you know, these games they're $40 and then you can play for free forever. You don't have to pay anything else because right now, as it stands, from what they said, they're going to be doing most of their expansions and stuff like that, content added for free. So you're not going to have to pay another cent. So to support the development and the devs in the game, we like giving $20 once every month or two doesn't really bother me because I could pay $15 a month for something like Final Fantasy where no real new content comes out every 3 or 4 months before a new patch comes out. So it's just what you're willing to do. When it's your money, what you're willing to do with it is up to you. But for value, for playtime, and for everything else, I believe New World's gonna be, a decent contender.
Oh yeah, for sure. And at the end of the day, it's all going to be up to you. They're not going to force it down your throat. We're not going to force it down your throat. You at
There's
the end of
always
the
gonna
day,
be those
you
people
just
showing off the new skins and stuff.
yeah,
They got all the money to spend. They're Uber fans. They got every skin on the player shop, and they just want to make you feel like you don't got anything, and you feel like you have to buy something. But in the end of it all, you practice enough, you're gonna shit on that dude who has that shiny new skin any day of the week in PvP. You PvP up, and most of the time, these dudes who just go out here and try to flex skins, who don't put real hours into the game like real players do, they're gonna get their ass smacked in PvP. Just because you look shiny doesn't mean your skills are shiny. You know what I'm saying? So, I would say just make your own opinions by doing sides of research on like what New World says and what we say and what other YouTubers say. Whatever, make your opinion on whatever you feel like, but just do your own research and don't just believe one side. Don't
yeah.
get feared into not giving the game a shot or not even looking into the game anymore because people are trying to scare you away.
But yeah, that's pretty much all that we got. I mean, technically speaking, we can go here and ramble on and on, but
We pretty much said everything we need to.
it's there everything we need to when it comes to this. So, if you want to help, for sure. If you want to spread the word around, you can go ahead and share this video around. Take whatever little clippets you want from it and get the word out. We literally are nothing. We're not trying to get any fame off of this or anything. We just want
We already
the
don't
word.
make no money from this. We only stream and make
Yeah,
videos for fun to
for
save our
fun.
moments as our friendship. It's like
Yeah,
our funny moments is to save our funny moments. If you want to laugh with us, laugh with us. If you don't, you don't. That's fine. We're not trying to get views here. We're just trying to make sure a game that we were really looking forward to doesn't get like drove into the mud without having done the proper research, you know.
And then I think I don't know. Just in case to cover any grounds, though, I will say I am part of the creative program for New World, but my opinion though still is neutral. I'm not gonna go either favors one side or the other. I will admit I am hyped for the game, but even if I wasn't a part of the creative program, I'd still be hyped for the game. So I'm just gonna put that out there just in case, you know, because I really don't know. I'm still new to all this type of stuff, but at the end of it all, we're just gamers, just like y'all. We love video games. Me personally, I love spending hundreds of hours into them, and you know whatever little money I do put into
Unlocking
the
the
games,
rarest things,
rarest things. You know,
yeah, you know.
It's just gaming to me has changed a lot in my life in recent years, and that's
Even if we have to work a normal job, this isn't like you know.
Like none of this is gonna stop. You know, if I gotta,
we're gonna keep making videos. We're gonna keep doing that stuff. So this isn't for the money for sure. People who are just on that other side of the fence that are just trying to bash New World or whatever, if they see this video, they're probably going to call us out saying, oh, we're just cloud chasing, trying to get views and all this other bullshit. But you know, it's whatever. We're just out here trying to spread both sides of the opinion on everything, and so the like you know New World doesn't get overshadowed with hate so early on.
Yeah, and if
before it comes out,
and if they call us out,
you best believe, without saying too much, we're going to be doing the same thing for Ashes of Creation when that starts getting shown more.
Oh yeah. Once we can speak and do things, we got you on that part for sure. Facts.
That's all we can say for now because Ashes is under NDA.
Yeah, so can't talk about it. But even if we do get called out for this, or if people come at us with hate, I mean, it's whatever. I'm gonna look the other way. I'm not gonna let it stop me from what we're doing. You know, at the end of the day, we're just trying to have fun. That's all it comes down to. Is just have fun and enjoy the moments while they last, because these moments don't last forever. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If y'all stayed around to this point, you know, we thank you for sticking around. I'm gonna put all of our links and everything in the description if you want to stay around. And for sure, whenever videos or if anything else comes out, you know, we'll go ahead and if it's something really, really big, we'll make something on it. If not, you know, probably catch us in a live stream or something. But I guess until next time, this is Taco. Grizzly, got anything to say?
I still haven't found my last pants button. That's all.
See y'all around and enjoy y'all adventures. Scurry!